This week, mate, we're going to start with something different again. We're going to look at the top 10 watch, which is the men's mixed by monthly leaderboard, mate. So if you want to bring that one up, and we've got our top 10 there, mate. I like the graphics with the first, second, third. I feel like I'm looking at the Olympic Games, which is awesome. Mate, there's a lot in this, a lot of high points too. The difference between first to 10, there's a fair bit of gap between them all. But I suppose
Yeah,
that all depends on how many events they play, I suppose.
well, mate, what we're looking at here, and obviously this is the bi-monthly leaderboard, right? So it's what the things to unpack here. If we're looking at if we're looking at the 1 through 5, that's their best game. So some of these players have played in multiple events, so they could have up to 10 scores they've got available. So this is their best 5 scores. So
Yeah.
if people are looking at this, so we can see Bailey Bauer. Like, I mean, if you look at his total points, he is way out in front. So he's 670 in front of his closest competitor, which is Zayden Holmstrom there, right? And we've got Dylan and the King down there as well. And we'll cover them shortly, and the Hurricane down there in 10th. So we've got some usual suspects floating around, but Bailey Bauer is dominating.
Yeah.
Dominating. He's out of Harvey Bay, plays very, very well. But we can look at him there. But the thing is, if you look at his top score, which is 1140, which is equal there with Dylan's top score, right?
Yeah.
However, what we're looking at there is Blake Smith, who is currently in 12, has a top score out of all of them with 1165. So he's sitting out.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's not too far away. And I'd be worried about, if I was some of these other players in the top 10 here, especially the top 3, I'd be worried about what Blake Smith can do, who's clearly, got some points in him.
Mate, you spoke to him, mate, and he sounds like he was just taking it pretty cruisy, hasn't he? So if he sort of set his mind to it and really put himself in there, he'd be a lot further up the leaderboard, you reckon?
Absolutely. Oh, mate, without a
Yeah.
doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. So if I'm him, I'm really cranking some events out to take over some of these guys. But Bailey, look, is obviously looking there, very strong. But let's look at Dylan, mate. Like obviously there's a lot of chat around Triple S and Dylan, and we talk about him often. 4 of his scores there are in the sitting in the top 4. So, whilst he's got a real high score there, if he just picks up some of those other ones, well, he can sort of come up the leaderboard there pretty well. But the interesting thing for me is that fight, for 5th there. I mean, the King is only 5 points away from Connor McCarthy, who's up there in the Townsville comps. So he's good there. I mean, Ryan Engel as well in 4th. He's back here again. He's played a couple of events. If he can pick up that, he's sort of his 5th best score there is pretty low. So if he can pick that up, is he going to make it into 3rd? Possibly. He's not far out.
Yeah.
So
Tyler was one of the winners from last year in 10th, wasn't he?
Yeah, Tyler was. He's having a bit of a slow start, but we know he's got a 1,000-pointer in him. We've seen that happen in 2025. So we know we've got it for him to do that. But look, I'd be looking at the other smoker here is Josh Gilbert in 7th. Now I've watched him play a few events, and he's playing within himself in the mixed divisions, mate. If he wanted to turn it on, he could rack up thousands without no problem.
Yeah.
So he's one to watch for me. I think Oliver leaves a fair few on the table because he's a nice guy. But so I think he could be doing a lot better, and I don't think 1,000 points is out of reach for the King. But Josh Gilbert in 7th is one I would be definitely keeping an eye on, and I know he's not on screen, but Blake Smith, he is another one that I would be looking at there. Another important one to look at here, mate, is if you look at that top 10, 8 of those players are inside links. 2 of them are middles.
Yeah, I have noticed.
So if I'm looking at some of these, either these guys, either outside links or wingers are not getting involved in and around that ruck where I would be. So if I'm those outside players, I'm not waiting for the ball to come to me. I'm sneaking in there early, in those early plays to get in and around the ruck, and maybe a little, kick and go, support play try for those wingers that mightn't be reaching it to them. So if I'm those outside links and winger type players, don't wait for the ball. Get involved early and then sneak back out to your wing and get involved. So, but it is interesting that it's very heavy on the inside link in the top 10. So I'd be interested to see where those wingers are coming into play a bit later on.
Mate, I'm probably not surprised at that at this early in the Challenger series. What I would probably think that outsides can do, especially off kickoffs, they usually get the ball. Scoring from zone three is going to help their points quite a lot. So even when they kick in general play, they're usually the winger or the outside links the first ones back. So they've got to be looking to attack from that early offset, I reckon, and that's going to get their ranking points up a lot more. The other thing that I noticed on their Parky was that if you had a look at where they finished in each game, a lot of them were in the top four in each game that they played. But if you look at that one from Dylan, 14th, like out of that top three, that's probably the worst finish. It's interesting because I sort of said, I'm wondering, he played actually didn't he play two Challenger series in a row on one day? So that's 10 games.
Yeah, he did. One was a men's game. I think one was a men's. So this is not
Men.
showing the
Yeah.
next one. But again, mate, he's
Okay.
playing on one leg. He's playing on one
Yeah,
leg.
yeah,
Remember,
but playing in the men's and then coming over to the mixed or whatever it is it having an effect on his consistency? It's got to be.
oh, I think. Oh, I mean, fatigue is definitely playing a role. I think if he's, if he's looking at himself here, I mean, if I'm Dylan, I'm probably looking at it going, okay, I'm just playing mixed today, or I'm just playing
Yeah,
men's. So he's
yeah.
fatigue become a problem, and I think that 665 there, which is his second biggest score, which is I think is underdone for Dylan. Obviously, he's got a lot of points in him. I think once he gets into those 800, 900s on a regular basis, without fatigue, I think he's on point.
Yeah. Well, 665 is still a good score, and to be 14th, it must have been a hell of a second game for a lot of other people.
Well, remember, this is their sex. This is their sex. Hang on, that's I shouldn't have said that, mate. Should I? I don't know what popped out there. What's going on there?
You had a list. You had a lisp as well. I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
you
don't
were doing.
know. That's an age
You
thing,
have a
maybe.
stroke.
Well, we are getting that age, mate. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
we are.
Um,
Yeah,
but I think I think if we look at that, mate, I mean that's the Dylan's second best score. So of all those people there, he's 14th overall. I mean that's not what he's looking for. So
no,
um, I don't think that'll be. I think he'll destroy that soon. I think he'll have a.
yeah,
I'd be surprised if he does in the next couple of weeks destroy that 665 and he bumps up into second. Um, I know I know Zayden Holmstrom up there. He played on the weekend, hungover, so that didn't help. That didn't help him at all.
that's not
So
going to work.
that's not going to help you at all. And only had 8 players, so fatigue can be a problem with the hangover. So so there's a lot of. I think there's a lot of excuses for a few players. But you know what? Bailey's not caring. He's way out in front. He's
Yeah,
dominating it. I'll be interested to see if he can pick up 4 and 5 there because they're pretty low scores, 525, 475, but still.
yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, I think they've got a few options there. But there's some people sneaking up for sure.
yeah. Certainly is, certainly is. And as you say, there's a couple outside the top 10 that have got the ability to get themselves further up the leaderboard. So
Yeah.
that'll be
So,
good to
mate,
watch, mate.
we'll cover the mix. We'll cover the girls next week for the mixed, and then the week after that we'll do the men's, and then we'll come back and look at that towards the end. So we'll because obviously we're coming towards the end of a bi-monthly period for August, and cash is
Yep.
going to be given away. So we'll go and have a look at that over the next week or so.
Yep, I'd say there'll be a few desperate players trying to get into teams or not, or just putting their own teams in, but a lot of things fill up pretty quick. So,
Sure.
um, mate, Cap Watch. We're having a look at a team here, mate. Kick Teasers, and recently played in the All Coast Concrete Challenge there at Harvey Bay. Very, very interesting team this one, mate, because they've already played in a couple, and they're playing in one coming up, aren't they?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, we've got a crew. I think the kick teasers. Yeah, I don't
Like the
know how
name.
they'll.
I do like the name.
That's a great name for sure.
Mm.
Let me see if we can get it. Yeah.
My problem
Yeah.
with them, though, Parky, at the moment, my big problem with them at the moment, and everyone knows I'm big on the bio. They've got no personality, mate.
What is that bio?
There's nothing. I don't know who they are. I've got to know who they are, mate. I've got nothing in the bio. It's horrible.
Uh, oh no, what is it? Mixed team. They're a mixed team. We know that. Come on, kick
Yeah,
teasers. Let's
see.
go. Let's be better than that. Come on.
I
But
need to
anyway,
see an update.
let's dive in here. So their first event they played in, we can go back here and have a look. I mean, they
Yep.
after that first event, they were 62,000, well under the salary cap. Well under the
Yep.
salary cap.
Correct.
Uh, we moved into the All Coastal Concrete Challenge, the one that just finished over the last weekend up at Harvey Bay, and they blew out to 80,000. So they've clearly done a good job there. I think they finished second overall on the weekend, so that they've got a few issues. However, they're into another event, I think, in a couple of weeks, and let's take a
Yeah,
look at that. And they've already moved some players out. So this is a
I
team
have.
that is all over this salary cap. I mean, they've
Yeah,
already got. I mean, I don't know who they've moved in and out of the team, but I mean, look, they're ready to go. They've already got their full lineup ready for a couple of weeks' time. This is a team that knows what they're doing. Whilst they might have been over the salary cap and the event just gone on the weekend, they're ruthless. They've just moved people out. It appears so. Maybe someone's away for that, but I
yeah,
mean, they're organised. They are super organised.
yeah. Well, that 80,000, go back to that 80,000, mate, and have a look. They were very, very middle heavy. Most of the time they've had the one $10,000 player, which is pretty good. And you think,
Which is
oh,
Bailey,
salary cap,
who's out the
yeah,
front.
yeah, and they're saying, oh well, we should be okay. Well, yeah, but you're middle heavy. You got 9 players there that are $6,000 and $8,000, so that's not going to help you in the long run.
Definitely from a salary cap point of view. Let's go back to Bailey for a second too, mate. I mean, there's no other $10,000 players in here. But as you
No,
said, there's 8 sixes, so they're sharing the points around in this team really well. So for Bailey to be at the top of that leaderboard is a solid effort.
yeah,
But
yeah,
again, a lot of the other players here are also high on those leaderboards as well. So it's interesting to note these guys didn't win. So are they not getting the X challenges? What are they happening? But from a cap point of view, yeah, they've it's spent 4 grand. Oh, that's not too bad. That's pretty good.
yeah, yeah. I had a look at their games last week. They had a bit of a mixed challenger series there with a few wins and losses. But yeah, mate, if you go, they've got a second page there with the 3 players that they're not using, and they're the ones they've taken a couple of $6,000 and $8,000 players out. So that's helped them make up the difference, which has
Right.
been good. So, and that's got them back to where they need to for this one. But again, those players that they've taken out now, whether they keep doing that mix. So if these guys play this week and then all of a sudden they go up in price, all right, we've got to bring them back, but they're same value. What are we going to do now? Okay, well, we've got to look at the guys who are probably, I don't know what they do, mate. They're going to have to go and get more players because the other one, unless they lose
Yeah.
value, unless players lose value, I mean, you're not there to try and lose value anyway. But I don't know. After this one, they're probably going to find themselves in a
Look,
bit of a
look
hot
again, mate. I
predicament
think
again.
yeah, that's right. I think some of the players they've got there they're doing pretty well.
Oh, they are. Incredible. I can't believe they've only got one $10,000 player. He must be dominating. But then you've got players that are 8 and 6,000. So that he's probably not dominating, but he's killing it on the leaderboard. So I don't know. They as you said, they're probably a very well balanced team, but it's a fine balance for them. I think there might be some trouble ahead.
No, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. They manage it pretty well, though, mate. I mean, they manage it pretty well. So I think from the kick teasers' point of view, they manage it well. I don't think they'll have any dramas moving forward. I think they've got it sussed. I think they've got a pretty
Well,
good. I think they've got a pretty good,
uh,
solid team there that they can work with because they're sharing it around pretty well.
well, they are, mate. But those players that are sitting on 2 and 4,000, I don't think they're going to sit to a 2 and 4,000 forever. Surely not. They've got to move. And those $6,000 and $8,000 players, if you're a consistent player, you're going to be the same. I don't know. I think they're gonna have to be some changes. I think further down the track. I don't think they're going to be able to stick with 100% of that team, the 12 that they're using over different comps. I think they're going to have to bring a couple in, or a couple may have to go play in another team and maybe lose some value. I don't know.
Well, let's check them out, mate. We'll cover it in Cap Watch in a few weeks' time and see how they go, maybe. And because they do play in quite a few events, so we'll see how they
Yeah,
go.
yeah, mate. All right. Hot tip. And now I understand the tip. So you want to let the referee know when a primary assist or a secondary assist has been completed after a try. My question for you, mate, is this controversial? Is there going to be, well, mate, I know some people who approach referees and are very, very respectful when they do it. And especially if a ref turns around and goes, mate, there's no chance that was a primary assist. Mate, I can see red already. I can see someone losing it.
I don't think so. I think if I'm a player,
Yeah.
I'm asking the question because if I'm after the points, and that's the only points I can get. Hey, I'm just confirming with the referee. Hey, have you
I
got
like
that?
that approach. I like that
Right?
approach.
I'm
I
just
just want to
confirming.
confirm right there. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
nice. Yeah.
You know, mate. What about that solid primary I got there, mate? That's a great ball. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Did you get it? You know what I mean?
Mate, do you
And it's
need some
another.
more time to put that in? I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah, yeah.
wait. It's all good.
Yeah, if he's taking a bit more time, he can just sing out the rest of the players. It's all good, guys. He's just plugging in my primary assist. It's fine,
I
So
like
it's
that
all
approach better than, mate, that was a primary approach. Why did you do it? That's not going
yeah.
to
I
get you
mean,
anywhere.
mate, it's no different. If I'm a referee and someone approaches like me, I'm going, yeah, no primary assist from you, buddy. You know what I mean? So do it the right way. Do it the right way, but you definitely ask the question. Ask the question in a good way. Just going, hey, mate, I'm just checking if you've got that a primary assist. If the referee goes, well, mate, unfortunately, I don't think it was. Um, he's got the device, so you're not going to get it. But you've got to ask the question. I guess the
And
point is,
if you're gonna plead the case, you really need a defender that was defending you for you to get anything. You can't
yeah,
just pass the ball just because it's a girl's try. You get
that's
nothing
right.
for that. You
Yeah, you got
have
to
to have
earn it.
pressure. You got to have pressure on you. So you got to plead your case. You got to go,
Yeah,
oh, hang on, number two was right in front of me. I had to
yeah,
pass, otherwise I was going to get tagged. Oh
yeah.
yeah, righto. Bang
The
bang.
key is do it the right way, mate, and the referee will probably get because the referee's got a lot going on, right? They're looking at the zone, they're looking at where there is, what the player is, because they may forget. Oh, Jesus, that's right. Yeah, that's mate. Yeah, good point. I've got that for you. No worries. So just
Hundred
remind them
percent.
and make sure you're following along on the sideline. We covered the app last week, and if you're not and you miss it, well, that's on you as a player.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
your coach
Agreed.
is not there or whatever, because the referee, as we know, there's plenty going on. They may miss it. So make sure you do it the right way, or you probably won't get them anyway.
We've all been refs, mate. I've missed plenty. So they do a
I know.
great job. They
Yeah,
do a
absolutely, they
great
do,
job.
mate. Absolutely.
Mates, we're going to go into a bit of a team review, buddy. Now, this is a team that hasn't even played before. Now, this is your team review, so I'll let you go. But I'm guessing why you would have picked this team. I'm already guessing it.
Well, we know how in depth I am, mate, with how
Yeah,
I do these things. So let's check out. Let's bring him into the spotlight here.
that's the reason. That's the only reason.
Fins up, baby.
It's
No,
sick.
no. Okay. So firstly, I hadn't seen the logo yet. I just saw the
Right.
name and I went, oh, okay, this is going to be a dolphin, right? Because I went fins up,
Yeah,
right? But then I clicked on the logo. I went, damn, that's not a dolphin. That's not a dolphin. That's a shark, and that is a great logo. So again,
mate. That
I went fins up. I went, no, I like the dolphins. They're not too bad. And I've come up with the sharks. I'm going, righto. This is me. This is my team. Now this team's playing at the Shearers event at Ormo Rugby League Club in there in a few weeks' time.
yeah.
So they're just bringing themselves together. This is their first event, mate. And again, I'm not like you. I don't pick those, after the events have happened. These guys haven't even played. They've only got two players on their roster. Um,
Yeah.
but mate, how good's AI when it comes to this, this
Mate,
logo?
its logo's fantastic. I
Yeah.
and we just had a bit of a brief look at their bio, and it's impressive.
You were impressed
It's
with their bio.
very. I love
Yeah,
their bio.
yeah. It's
See,
a good lot,
and
mate. Let's polar opposite to what the kick teasers was.
this is what I'm saying. So straight away, I've got personality with Fins Up.
Yeah,
I'm looking at
yeah.
who I'm look. I know who I'm looking at. Teasers, kick teasers. The name might say a bit, but I have no idea what type of personality they have. So
You
kick
jealous it
teasers
wasn't
need to
your
work on that. Fins Up, you've got the best bio. Fantastic. Um,
are you
anyone want to
jealous
check it
that it
out? Get on there
wasn't
and
your
have a
pick?
look.
Are you jealous it wasn't your pick?
Oh, no, not really. No, but
Oh, fuck.
see what's going to
That's not the
happen.
vibe I'm getting, dude. That's not the vibe I'm
What's
getting.
going? I love all the bio and the name, but I got to see what they do on the field, mate. But
Ah, they'll win
my
for sure.
yeah, you're going to tell me that they're below the salary cap, and I'm going to look at the players on there, might know a few, and go, look, they're going to blow it out. And then the next week, you're going to cheat and just not put their actual scores in, and then make me look like an idiot, like you did 2 3 weeks ago. So,
Yeah,
look, I know how
that is
this
my
game's
goal in
played.
life, mate, to make you look like an idiot. So that's my goal.
You must try very hard to do that.
I don't have to. That's right. Uh, but stay tuned.
um,
All right.
So pins up, few weeks. Let's go back and have a bit of a look and how they went. Even before the week before, mate. We'll see who's actually in that team would be good.
Yep,
We'll have a
we'll
bit of
do
a
that,
look.
mate, for sure.
Mate, and we're talking about coming up, events coming up. Mate, we've got a couple of Fridays this week, which is awesome because we love Friday nights. Friday nights is a great vibe. And we've got one in Caloundra for a Div 2 mixed competition, but we are back in the Ville. Back in the Ville on a Friday night. Now, we went up there for their first one. Was that a Friday night? I'm pretty sure that was a Friday.
I don't know, but I know it was hot.
It was in December. It was hot. Yes, it
Yeah, it
was
was hot.
hot. But
It was hot.
back in Townsville for a Friday night, and that's a Div 2 and Div 3 mixed. So, mate, they'll have a good vibe up there on the Friday night.
Oh, mate, so this is their third event up there too. Craig and Sharon are doing
Yeah.
a great job. I think it's fantastic. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the results come. I'm hoping Connor McCarthy's playing this weekend. I haven't checked any of the lineups. He was in our top 10 for the mixed there before, so this might be Connor's opportunity to jump into first or second,
Yeah.
or even top three. So let's keep an eye out for that. But I think it'll be a banger up there in Townsville. I'm really looking forward to some of the scores. There are some good players up there that a lot of people don't know about. So I look forward to that. And obviously, the one at Caloundra will be a good vibe there. It's nice and cash. It's a good
Yeah.
Friday night. What I'm waiting for there is to see is who's bringing out the best charcuterie board this week.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. You
Yeah,
love that, don't you?
quality like the last time. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Yeah, so
Mate,
let's
where
see
they
how we go
playing that
there.
out of? Where they playing?
The Caloundra Soccer Club,
Again?
which has been big supporters. They love having us there. They make some great money through the canteen. Obviously, we give them a fundraiser component, so they just love having us back there. So it'll be a good night. I know they've got a game on there themselves. So they're going to make it'll be a good fundraiser for
Oh,
those guys.
really? Oh,
We'll have
that's
a ball.
cool.
Yep, it'll be a
That's a
good night.
great find.
Yeah.
Mate, I was just thinking about the Ville, the players in Townsville. And this is the third one. Mate, obviously the players in the southeast corner can move around a fair bit and try and gain their points. These guys, because that's the third one up there, they're going to make every single Challenger Series count up there.
Well, I think it's such a good, mate. The concept for it up there, and it's tough, mate, being up there. You know, they've got to do a lot of travel. This enables them to do,
Yeah.
not to have to travel and feel that event style format. So, um, it'll look. I know you go into Rocky, they can travel a bit. You got Gladstone, and you got a
Yeah.
few other. But yeah, the isolation up there is tough for them. But I think they're really making the most of it, and players are loving it. They're going on the Queensland leaderboard, and we're highlighting a lot of their players that may not normally get highlighted. So good. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It is, mate. We actually spoke yesterday about I just remembered about the kick teasers, and you're saying they're the Harvey Bay, aren't they? The Harvey
Yep.
Bay mob. Yeah,
Yep.
and that third one that they're going to, which we can talk about another time, but that's the culmination of all different areas coming into it. It's the Battle of Wide Bay, right? So
Yeah,
that's
Gympie, Bundy, Harvey Bay, all teams are coming together. It's a great concept they've got going there. They've got
what a
some.
great idea, mate.
Yeah.
That's a great. When you told me, I thought far out. That's really, really impressive. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's keep an eye out for that. I think
Yeah.
next couple of weeks, 2 weeks away.
Yeah, nice, nice. Well, hopefully the kick teasers have moved on and put a nice bio on for me because I'm
Let's
judging
hope
everyone
so.
from bios, mate.
Have to. Have to. Have to.
All right, mate. Well, appreciate time. Hope everyone's enjoying the challenge series, and mate, that's a wrap for this week. And we'll see you next week.
See you, mate.